So, yeah, I'm folding my handkerchiefs. I'm probably going to play with one or both of them. Whatever.
So she's finally compelled to devise a counter strategy.
Whatever.
It works, so the opposing ships are now helpless, and assimilation can now begin. And Seven's ordered to go to the assimilation chamber to oversee it personally. We again see the similarities between the Queen and Janeway, as the Queen echoes Janeway's comments about the Hansen files. Janeway had said that she regretted pushing Seven too hard to look at them, and the Queen now says the same thing about the assimilation, and suggests something easier. So Seven goes off to repair some stuff, but in the distance are the screams of the captured people being processed by the Borg. What will happen? We'll discuss that on Wednesday in the final part of Dark Frontier. As Seven does her tasks, she hears the sound of people screaming during the assimilation process, but she just tries to ignore it. In fact, much to her own shock, one of the prisoners makes a break for it. She instinctively grabs him, which is enough time for one of the nearby drones to give him a heaping helping of tech nanobros. That's a lot, lady. To discuss 7 of 9 requires a bit of explanation, thanks in no small part to her execution on the show. 7 ranks as one of my favorite characters within the franchise, because she brought in something that was sorely needed for Voyager, namely a story arc. It's no coincidence that the other characters in Voyager that I liked also had character arcs throughout the series, growing and evolving. I often skew Venom in the direction of Brannon Braga, but it only has to do with what he does, not anything I have against the man himself. So I can say with honesty that 2 examples of things he did right were developing the Doctor and introducing and developing 7 of 9. Hey, I may be an evil bastard, but I give credit where it's due. With 7, we have the situation of Picard from Best of Both Worlds and Emissary rolled into one, that of being assimilated and then removed from the collective. We've seen the impact on his character many times since, and that was only for a few days. Here we have someone who has spent most of her life as a drone, scarcely recalling not being one. That issue is now a central part of who she is and amplifies that issue. I'm not born, don't pretend. We want her too. There are many who would enjoy a chance to repay one of them for what they did to us. One thing that intrigues me about a Borg drone is that to be an assimilated Borg is to be both victim and victimizer. You were caught, forced against your will to undergo horrific, possibly agonizing transformations to your body, and then have your mind linked to others to eliminate all possible individual thought and think only of other things. From that moment on, you are an expendable tool, nothing more. You're irrelevant. You do your tasks and assimilate others just as you were, just as heedless of their pleas as yours were. But suppose you're one of those rare ones that is somehow disconnected from the collective. If you're like Picard, well, you could be lucky and have nothing more than a few personal grudges against you for what you've done. But if you're not so lucky, then you'll be with others who look on you as if you were still a Borg, still one of the ones who caused all that pain and destruction, even though you had nothing to do with it, any more than a drop of water has any say in what the tsunami does. That doesn't matter, because they hate the Borg for what they've done. They were hurt and want to hurt them back. And they can't hurt the collective, but they can hurt you. You're an individual now, small, alone, helpless, and once again knowing that resistance is futile, that you're going to be the victim just like before. But they're not quite the same thing. Say what you will about the Borg, but they do what they do out of a misguided belief that they're helping you. Say what you will, the Borg never hurt you just to hear you scream. That's what I liked about 7 of 9, that background of her and the way it shaped her, the way it provided in its singular nature a multitude of character shades and opportunities. When done right, she has the personal growth of Data, the conflicted nature of Odo, and the dry acerbic nature of Spock. Mr. Zan put her in a bloody catsuit. Okay, back to the story. 7 seems to feel kind of bad for what she did, so she disables a drone in the midst of an assimilation so that he and his comrades can escape.
Assist me. I am not Borg. I will help you escape. Assist me.
Well, okay, I guess. 7 helps them get to a damaged ship where they can hide until the Borg leave and then make a run for it. They nod their appreciation since they're extras. Seven returns to the Queen's chamber, who is pleased at the new mines that they've now added that will move them closer to perfection. But the up-close and personal sight of all these people, who are in this situation because she aided the Borg, has driven Seven to break out some of the nasty stuff in her arsenal. Sarcasm. Oh, and if this doesn't work, she may even resort to irony. In the midst of her tirade, the Queen senses the escaping ship and knows Seven helped, but when Seven starts pleading for it to be released, she gives in without comment or answer. I'm just feeling enigmatic right now. Back on Voyager during all this, Chakotay's been reading through the notes of the Raven, so we get some more flashbacks. Some more drones were transferred to the Cube, and as the Hansons examine one, they realize it was once assigned to work near the Queen. So they tag it to a polar bear and release it back into the wild before its regeneration cycle is up. I thought they needed to regenerate it now, though. Must work on Wi-Fi or something. Chakotay says the signals picked up from the drone match the ones that Janeway identified pointing at Cargo Bay 2. Janeway figures they should go after Seven and use whatever information the Hansons have to help them achieve that end.
I've studied their log entries long enough to realize that as brilliant as the Hansons were, they may have made a mistake. They became overconfident.
We won't make the same mistake.
My plan will be to head to the heart of their territory, pass all their ships, storm through the throne room, and take Seven away by force if necessary. Overconfidence isn't a problem here. How's that? Because we have one thing the Borg are powerless against, something we used to defeat them before. A montage? Hell yes, a montage! Got us through their space, didn't it? Tom, Tuvok, the Doctor, and Janeway take out the Delta Flyer, which illustrates how silly this whole thing is, of having the ace pilot also be the only nurse. Let's see, do you go with someone less qualified to fly the ship? Do you not bring the Doctor? Or do you just leave Neelix in charge of sickbay? I honestly wouldn't be surprised if that was exactly what happened. Oh, that does sound serious. I prescribed some blue stuff. How are you qualified? I've experienced treating humanoid life forms. Well, non-humanoid life forms. Well, technically plants. Actually, I just watered some plants when I accidentally set off the sprinklers. Let's see what the blue stuff does. Anyway, our team heads after the sphere, aided by the transwarp coil. Transwarp in 4, 3, 2. Cross the threshold. Oh, great, it's salamander sex time. On the trip, Janeway starts reading through more of the Hansen journal, where it seems that an accident wound up causing their special cloak shield thingy to fail briefly. An exciting new toy for the Borg to play with, so soon the Raven is left to make a run for it. Little Annika is a bit worried that they're being chased by a ship about the same mass as Manhattan, and that hauled them over halfway across the galaxy by accident. But her father says it's all going to be okay. We'll only get 3 stops before we find out whether or not Annika was conscious when the Borg plucked her eyeball from her tiny skull.
They should have quit while they were ahead. 10 million terraquans of data, 3 years in the wild.
They could have studied their work for another 3 decades, and still have barely scratched the surface. I agree they're open to a north of access. That's for sure the most great explorers.
Us explorers don't take their 4-year-old daughter along for the ride.
The Doctor's come up with a plan to be able to communicate directly with Seven, and says not to worry if she's part of the Hive mind, because only she can hear it. Of course, since her thoughts are part of the Hive, and then on the usefulness scale of 1 to 10, this scores a Jack Point shit, but whatever. It's something to do until they arrive, I guess. Ah, and here we are. Wonder if there's anything to worry about. Looks perfectly safe to me. I give Operation Stupid Plan my full endorsement. A head full. On the Unicomplex, the Queen gives Seven her job, the assimilation of humanity.
Physiology inefficient. Below average cranial capacity. Minimal redundant systems. Limited regenerative abilities.
All in all, they suck. Your job is to assimilate them at all costs.
We need to detonate a biogenic charge in Earth's atmosphere. It would infect all life forms with nanoviruses. Assimilation would be gradual.
You have the resources of a space so vast, Voyager can't even cross it in any reasonable length of time. You have enough to just build your own flipping super-duper mega city station in deep space for whatever reason. And sure, you lost some ships in the war against Species A-72, but if you have the resources to send 2 cubes to take out 1 single planet, why do you need to resort